George Gardner, the first day back at training camp, I guess, is really no fun for most hockey players. It's just a lot of darn hard work.
Well, as I said, I'm looking forward to this year, and I think it'll be very interesting, and I'm looking more forward to this camp than any other I've ever been at.
Our first chance to see Gary Doak, and Gary, I guess the question everybody wants to know, what is it like to come to an expansion team from what turned out to be a Stanley Cup championship team, the Boston Bruins?
Well, Bill, I think it's a real good opportunity for me. I've been in Boston for about the last 4 years, and first year I had trouble and broke my ankle, and then next year I had mono, and last year I had back trouble, and just in one thing after another, and I haven't had a chance really to play that much due to injuries, and when you're on a winter like that, it's hard to stay there, but I'm real happy to come to Vancouver, and I'm going to have a real good hockey team this year, I hope, for the people in Vancouver.
Well, Orland Kurtenbach, you've just been through a fairly grueling session for this early in training camp. How does it feel?
Well, I'm real tired right now, but I suppose that's the way it's supposed to be.
Orland, you were dubbed the team leader before the team was really assembled, and long before it ever took to the ice. Do you think they're going to be a bunch that's going to be easy to lead or tough?
Well, I don't. Leading is a matter of performing well and doing a good job. So if I just take care of my own job, I think the other guys will do their job, and I won't have to worry too much about leading.
You've had a good chance, though, to look at some of the people who've come into camp. You'd seen a lot of the names on paper, and you'd played with and against some of them. What's your assessment of the group?
Well, they've assembled the best players that were available out of the draft. And then, of course, you got to take into consideration that Vancouver already had 50 hockey players in their organization. And these players by no means are American leaguers. There's some real good hockey players in there, and I think there are going to be a few guys that are going to be playing on the National Hockey League club.
Pat Quinn, you were drafted from the Toronto Maple Leaf organization. What sort of a feeling was it to learn that you were coming to an expansion hockey club?
Well, what I'm looking forward to is an opportunity to play more often. Towards the end of the season there in Toronto, I wasn't playing that often. Of course, I play the game not only for money, but because I love the game too. And I think I'm going to get a chance to play real often out here, and I'm going to show that I can do the job.
You came with an optimistic attitude and looking for a chance to play regularly.
Oh, definitely. I've heard nothing but good about Vancouver too, and I'm looking forward to being there, I'll tell you that.
Well, from the season ticket response with over 10,000 people there, it's going to be like playing in Maple Leaf Gardens because they're going to fill the Coliseum regularly by the look of things now.
Well, I think that the fans are going to be a little better. The Maple Leaf fans tend to sit on their hands a little bit and act like they're at an opera rather than a hockey game. I hope the Vancouver fans don't turn out that way, and I know they won't.
Pat, you look like you're playing yourself into shape. It's a pretty rugged go, the early days in training camp.
Oh, yeah, training camp's always rough for me. It takes me quite a while to get moving, I guess because I'm a little larger, and I've never been the greatest skater in the world, and I came into camp later than I've been since I was 15 years old, so I think I'm going to come in a lot quicker, I think.
What do you weigh now?
This morning I weighed 2.5, so.
I wouldn't want to have met you when I was 15 years old. Pat, you got a big hockey team to work around and to work with yourself. It's about as big as any team you'll find in the National Hockey League, I think.
Well, you know, that's the one nice thing about it. We haven't got a lot of fancy dens in the club, but we're going to do a good job. And one nice thing about it, I've got a few guys that might back me up when we go into that Boston Gardens this time, you know, and we'll give them a show in there.
Hal, you've had a chance to put 50-plus players through some light skating drills and through some scrimmages. Are you in about the kind of shape you'd expected to be after you've concluded the draft last year?
Well, I don't think we could have accomplished any more than we have to date, Bill. We've had medicals. We've had a tremendous amount of pictures. I think young Dale Talon will take a couple of days to get over the picture-taking sessions. It really indicates the pressure that is put on a young fellow today. I can't help but wonder if Dale had reported to the Boston Bruins, if he would have been subjected to the publicity that he has here. It's quite a lot of pressure to put on a young fella, and I think it might hold him back in the early stages of training camp. But we've got that all behind us. We had our first good scrimmage this morning, and I think things are shaping up well. I had a long talk this morning with the doctors, and the medicals are very favorable. I don't think 57 boys could be much healthier. Overall, we have a few weight problems, and we'll get cracking on that right away. But things are shaping up very well, I believe.